Alrighty guys, so today we're going to be making my famous hot ham wheels. I love these so much. They're so convenient whenever you come home from work and you really don't feel like making a full course meal, but you want something that's still homemade and just warm. It's one of my favorite things to make after Thanksgiving, especially because of the Thanksgiving leftover ham. It is something that I think makes Thanksgiving leftovers just a little bit, more fun and different rather than just eating the regular leftovers. So today I'm just going to be using what I bought from the store because I obviously do not have any Thanksgiving ham. That was quite some time ago. But let's get started. So I'm going to already follow the directions fully on my crescent roll tin because that is exactly how I cook these. So I'm going to preheat my oven right now to 375, okay? And while I wait for that to preheat, that's when I'm going to prep the crescent rolls. So as soon as it preheats and it's ready for us, we can just stick them right in the oven, okay? So what you do is you just peel the little thing off of the crescent roll. My nails aren't working, so I'm going to use my knife to do so. And I kind of just keep like a little trash pile over in the corner so I can kind of keep my mess contained. You press on the side of the tin until you see the dough pop. You'll then roll out the dough onto a cutting board, or I prefer a cutting board just because it's a flat surface and it's easy to work on, so I'm not making a mess. So then you lay out your dough just like so, and you're going to see the lines like that ripping because that is what the crescent rolls, you tear them apart. So what you're going to do is you're going to pinch those tear seams closed so they don't come apart while you are laying out your ham and your cheese. And you don't want them to come apart whenever you're cutting or rolling either, because then it'll just make a really big mess. So you're going to pinch those and make sure that they're closed well enough and you can't see any more gapping there. From there, you're going to take your ham. I have a Black Forest ham today, as well as a honey ham. I like to sometimes mix my hams because it gives it a little bit of a different flavor. So you take your ham, just like so, you take a slice and you lay it flat. Okay, so I'm going to alternate these hams here, making sure that they're laying flat and at a good height because you don't want it to be uneven because then the roll will not be proper. So I'm going to take 6 slices of ham, give it a good thickness to the roll. I like to lay them out into a row, 2 rows on to my crescent dough. I do 2 and 2 and then 2 on top just to give it that little bit of extra oomph, if you would say. And then today I chose to go a little bit on the spicy side. I'm using a Monterey Jack with jalapeno peppers in it, so pretty much like a pepper jack cheese. You're going to try to open your cheese container the best you can. And you are going to lay that cheese out just like you did the ham, except this time it's obviously going to fit a little bit nicer onto the crescent roll. So here I'm just going to spread out that cheese. Sometimes if I only have 4 slices, I will tear it up into bits just so it gets spread out everywhere, because you can't have hot ham wheels without a good cheesy bite. Okay, so then I'm going to sit this over here. I'm going to take the butter that I warmed up in the microwave for 30 seconds that's melted and yummy and delicious, and I'm just going to paint it on top of the cheese here. I know it's a little weird, but it'll give that nice little moist bite into the crescent roll. You're just going to paint it all over. It's not necessarily painting, it's basting, and it'll just give it a good little flavor inside. From here, you're going to take the dough, from whichever end you want to start, and you're just going to roll it like you would cinnamon rolls or any other kind of rolling food. And you're going to just make a really big roll, just like so. It's going to be tube-like. Okay, you're going to lay it here. Again, I'm going to take that butter and I'm just going to paint it, baste it all over the top of that crescent roll, just to have a little bit of yumminess going on here, because you can't go wrong with butter. Okay, so then you're going to take the knife, okay, and you're just going to cut the roll into about an inch thick cut. I like to call them rounds because they look like little rounds. I'm going to move this here so I can sit my pan here. It's a non-stick pan. It's a pizza pan, but you can use whatever kind of pan, a cookie sheet, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you works for me. Okay, so you're going to just cut those up and you're going to place them around the pan, okay? Some are going to be thicker than others just because that is how the roll is. And you're just going to lay them here, place them kind of about, I would say about 2 inches apart, just so they don't stick together when you do throw them in the oven there. Okay, so once you get those all cut up and laid out, you will then set your timer. I like to cook mine for 15 minutes in the oven. Okay, again, with the butter, you're just going to paint a nice little layer of butter on the top so you can kind of get a nice little golden brown. Okay, so then we will just get those all painted up and ready to throw into the oven. Okay, I'm going to throw those in the oven and we will be back shortly as soon as they are ready. Alrighty guys, so while we wait for those croissant rolls to cook, a quick tip I like to give during that waiting period is to clean your dishes, because you don't want to have a mess just laying around in the kitchen. So I just like to clean up my dishes, rinse them off, and throw them in the dishwasher if need be. And if they're too big for the dishwasher, then of course I hand wash them. And that just kind of gets yourself cleaned up and makes it for an easier time to enjoy your hot ham wheels. Alrighty guys, so we're going to get a little check on our hot ham wheels. While they are looking amazing, you can see that cheese bubbling right there, and that is what you want to see when it comes to your hot ham wheels, as well as that golden brown, and that's from that butter that we put on the top there. I'm going to close it. We have a few more minutes before we are ready to take that out of the oven, and while we wait, we will just prep to make sure that we do not ruin our countertops. So here I'm going to take out, of course, my oven mitt so I don't burn my hands as I take them out. And then I'm going to take out these little pot holders. This is what I'm going to sit the pan on just to make sure that I protect the countertop. So we have about 30 seconds here before we are ready to take out those hot ham wheels. And it is such an exciting time to take out the hot ham wheels because the smell of them is so decadent. I wish you guys could smell these hot ham wheels. The cheese just gives it that nice little spice, and it's amazing. So we've got 4 seconds here. Once you hit that timer, you're going to turn it off here, and then you're going to turn off your oven. Always turn off your oven after you are finished, because you need to be safe. You do not want a house fire. Also, make sure that your dogs are not around the oven, because they will burn their little nose in that hot oven. So from here, you're going to take out your hot ham wheels. I'm going to place them here on my cooling side. I'm going to let those cool for 5 minutes before diving in and enjoying my hot ham wheels. I hope you guys enjoy making this recipe, and I'm glad that you could follow along with me. I hope you have a good rest of your day wherever you are. Thanks so much for watching.